Hello and a warm welcome to our first Bus Simulator 16 modding tutorial. Today I want to show how you can change textures of a bus. Before we get started, allow me to give you some background information about modding for Bus Simulator 16. Where I am now is in the main menu of the game. In the upper right corner you will find a button called Modding Options. As you can see, I've already loaded 2 modifications. We will create the second one, the Verkehrsbetrieb Decals modification, together. All modification related files are located in the installation directory of the Bus Simulator 16. To find out the installation directory path, we have to open up Steam. Now right click on the Bus Simulator 16 list entry and click on Properties. In the Local Files tab, you will find a button called Browse Local Files. This will bring up the Windows Explorer. In my case, this folder is named Project Alive. It should be Bus Simulator 16 in yours. Here you can see the modding folder with 2 modifications inside. The MAN 2015 modification consists of 2 sub-modifications. In Bus Simulator 16 there are 5 content modification types available: textures, decals, music, city modification means your own 3D model and map changes, and bus modifications for new buses. In a modification, you can only have 1 instance per content type. In the Modding Options menu, you can activate and deactivate every modification. Let's go back to the modification folder. You can see any definition files, each corresponding to one of the content modification types. The file name corresponds to the type of modification. In the second line we can see the name of the texture modification. In the next line there's a flag defining if this modification is activated or not. You can also toggle the value from the modification menu you've seen before. Inside the texture folder you will find all files related to this modification. There are 3 new textures replacing the original one from the game. These are new textures for the license plate, but because of the complexity caused by the shader model, I cannot go into them in detail. But what I want to show you is how you can create a decal for your own virtual company. There I created some decals of advertisements for astragon games. And there is also a decal for our virtual company. It's just a simple lettering, and let's change the background so we can see our logo clearly. But first of all, I would like to show you how you can give your buses a new look. From within the game, you can change the color of the bus model with the paint job editor. There is no way to change or add colors to the color palette. However, we can add new decals by modification. As an example, I already customized my bus model. I have added some decals of our company, Simuwelt, and other designs. Now I will show you how you can attach your own decals. First, choose one of the 6 available decal slots. In this case, I do not have so much choice, I have to select the last slot. Next, choose one of the decals and click on the bus at the place where you want to attach the decal. Use the slider to scale or one of the colors to tint your decal. If you want to remove it, just click on the red X. Let's go back to the installation directory to start creating our own modification. Then open the folder modding. If it doesn't exist, it must be created. Then create a new subfolder for the modding files. The name can be chosen freely. Once again, we have to create a new folder. The name of this folder will be shown in the modification list as name of the modification. Let's say my mod. And this is the place where all definition files are stored. As already mentioned, there are 5 content modification types available, each with its own definition file. Moreover, each content modification needs its own folder where all modification files can be stored. In this case, we want to create a new decal modification, so let's create a new folder called decal and also create a new text file called decals.ini and open the definition file in Notepad. The content of this definition file varies according to the specific type of modification. What they all have in common is the general header definition. There we have to declare, for example, the name of the submodification. A definition file works like a dictionary with multiple sections, and each section is introduced by a header. The name of our header is framed by square brackets. The following lines contain the properties in a key-value pair style, 1 per line. Each submodification of the myMod modification can have its own name, but let's call it simply myMod in this case. Next, there is the active flag, which defines if our modification is currently activated or not. The value of this property can be changed from the modding menu of the game as well. Finally, we have to define the folder name where our modification files are stored. When all required properties have been set, just save and close the file. Then in the Windows Explorer, change to the folder where our modification files are stored. As an example, I've prepared some decals for our virtual bus company. So let's open the decals in paint.net. The image must have a width and height of 512 pixels. In order to recolor some parts of our texture, all those parts must have a full RGB value, means 255. That's the white color. All other parts of the texture with other colors than white cannot be recolored by the texture tool from the game. That's it. In the next video I will show you how you can change textures from existing objects. See you!